Good morning. This is the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Weather Briefing for Wednesday, April 9th. Looking at our current activity map, a bit of stuff popping up in the south. We have not only ongoing projects in the purple, but new fire starts in the red. And I think this one here in southwest Utah is a couple of dozen acres. So we're getting to that time period. It's been dry there for quite some time. Continued burn projects up north. Over the past week, it has been quite dry across the region. Most areas less than a half inch of precipitation, except for the Utah mountains and some of the Idaho mountains. You can see the percent of normal, mostly drier than normal for this time of year. Our 100-hour fuels reflect the dryness down south, upper single digits, but much more moist further north. Our traditional drop monitor, looking at the last several months to up to a year, shows the dryness down south also creeping up a bit further north and even into parts of Idaho and Wyoming. Our flash drought index, a little bit shorter, more on the 5-month scale. The drop monitor sometimes can go up to a year of sampling data, but this shows continued extreme dry levels down in the south, much better further north. Snowpack reflects this. A big concern will be the higher terrain down in southern Utah and the Arizona Strip and parts of southern Nevada, but otherwise snowpack near or even above normal, most of central and northern areas. Later today, the high pressure ridge builds in lots of dry air given by this tannish shade, a storm system well off the shore. So this is a clear trend, a warming trend, but also stagnation under highs. So you'll see some areas of poor air quality where you see the areas in yellow and red. Otherwise, areas in the white, no problem. Looking at winds out of the kind of a southwesterly direction, but fairly light speeds in most areas. And you can see the humidity quite dry down south, but even up north in the Idaho mountains, getting up between the mid-20s to 40%. So good burning conditions if you need to light something. Overall transport winds, you can see some gusty transport winds up in the western Wyoming area, maybe ridgetop gusts over 35 miles an hour lingering into the Uintas, otherwise fairly light winds, good mixing heights. Big high pressure domes pushing in tomorrow, warm, dry conditions, fairly light winds. But with the heating, at least we're going to get some good overall dispersion. Looking at the surface winds, light from the southwest in most areas. Humidity, again, very dry, even getting into the mid-teens down in the Boise area. So very dry conditions. See the transport wind starting to pick up a little bit across western and northern areas. That is helping the dispersion and also good mixing heights all throughout. The high pressure ridge shifts eastwards. As we go into Friday, we do have a cold front coming through. It's going to usher in a change for the weekend. Maybe some showers, mostly in northern areas. I don't see this dropping down to central or southern areas. Better overall dispersion most areas. You see the winds picking up both at the surface down here. Very dry conditions, I should say again, on the right-hand side, but humidity picking up in the Idaho mountains, picking up on the surface winds through here. And you see the transport winds that reflect that even more so, along with good mixing. 3-day precipitation totals, we'll see them mostly in the Idaho mountains, and this is going to be just a few hundredths of an inch for the most part, otherwise dry. Now the trough of low pressure pushes through on Saturday. You see a cold front adjacent through here, a good mixing overall, and this front will push further south and east, but will usher in a cold northwesterly flow. So we'll see temperatures, which will be fairly warm the next couple of days, drop off significantly on Sunday, especially central and eastern areas of the Great Basin. Western Great Basin kind of avoids some of that coolness, but high pressure builds right back in there on Monday with similar conditions what we're going to see next couple of days, warm, dry conditions. The high lingers on Tuesday. Overall, days 4 and 5 precip Saturday morning through Monday morning. Light to locally moderate amounts in the highest terrain of the Idaho mountains, but very little elsewhere. And we dry out more significantly towards the middle of next week. 7-day precip totals, mostly up towards the Salmon River area, but south of there, not much. Some local numbers, Salt Lake City area, I see highs upper 60s today, but looking into the low 80s as we go into Thursday, Friday, 70s Saturday. You can see that big drop off by almost 20 degrees, 55 for a high on Sunday. Reno, also upper 70s through Friday, cooling off a little bit, not as drastically, but back in the low 60s by the end of the weekend. Boise, pushing up upper 60s today, but low 80s tomorrow, 70s on Friday, but then you see not only a cool down, but maybe a chance of showers over the weekend. And St. George, sunny and getting hot, above 90 degrees on Friday, and mid to upper 80s Saturday, but even they drop down into the 70s again on Sunday. And the 8 to 14 day outlook, continued above normal temperatures, drier than normal conditions. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.